Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever Metropolis style, and we're following the brand new service that we put into action recently, and it's currently heading out to the rather splendid new conurbation of Grand Junction Riverside. I remembered all of that, and as you can probably see, I've been doing a bit of decorating. I've stuck true to the original plan of not decorating on the other side of the state. Did you see that tram just pull a wheelie? Brilliant! Oh, we'll go and have a look at that, because there'll be another one along before you know it. Yes, I've done a little bit of building up, got quite a lot more to do. Obviously, we're going to be looking at Grand Junction again today, because that's our focus now. But as you can tell, it is starting to build up in terms of a bit of busy. I know I haven't done much, but what I have done is quite nice. Though I say so myself, I put a little rescue engine kind of area here just because it's a good idea. Yeah, we got stuff moving. Anyway, I want to see a tram pull a wheelie, and it's right here that you'll get to see that action. Anyway, in today's episode, we've got some cash flow problems to solve, and there's an easy solution that we will apply pretty much immediately. Let's just... Where's the best view for this? Tram pulling a wheelie. Here we go. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's going to be worth it. This is going to be worth your time. Oh, look, there's another one, look. Wallop. And get up there. Marvellous. Stick around. Grand Junction itself is doing pretty well. There's a lot of passengers waiting to move on here. The Great American route is starting to pick up pace a little, and we're also feeding quite a lot into the tram system. But that's largely because all these buildings are generating passengers and commercial demand and the rest of it galore. But as you look over this side, I mean, it's not like there isn't demand elsewhere. I've done nothing here, and what have we got waiting? You know, it's 40 people waiting to go in the other direction. You know, this is all pretty splendid stuff. Lots and lots of folks waiting to hop a train out of west, and the same kind of thing can be said of east as well. So Grand Junction is coming on a pace, but the problem we have is if we look at the overall situation here, if you go back to 1982, we only spent 400 grand and we ended up 3.7 million in debt there at the end of the year. Actually, let's repay all the loan. We're not, as much as I'm short on cash, I'm not actually going to need the loan. And saving the interest is always a good thing to do. It's been that long since I've had a loan there we go. Let's just burn all of it. Go on, burn the lot. What have we got? A couple of days left. I might be able to pay a bit more off, and then I'm going to go back badly into the red, because end of the month payments are always horrendous. Are we done here? There we go. Do you remember when this used to make up quite a significant portion of each episode? There we go. Right, loan's all paid off, so at least I don't have that to worry about anymore. Yes, and then last year we made 9 million profit in total, and that's just not going to cut it. That's nowhere near sufficient to get things done. The build that we've done, the 786k that we've done this year, is all in the kind of the decoration that I've done here. Some bits cost extra money, some bits don't. But that's where that money's gone. Now, I think you know already where the name of my pain actually resides, and it is the Metropolis Explorer. It's got 730 passengers on board, which doesn't actually sound right to me. It should have more than that, unless they are bunched up to the extent that we're just not carrying much. You've got nobody on board, and you're waiting for a free path. Okay, well, that's undesirable. Let's have a look. What have we got going on here? 16, 15. These are both carrying in the hundreds. You've got 100 plus. But we're just getting nowhere near profitability on that. And then, if you turn your attention to the second least profitable line that we've got, the Sioux Falls main line, that used to make a lot of money. and it's being cannibalised. Vancouver, Wellington, same story. It's being cannibalised by the flipping Explorer. I know. Because I'm a firm believer in you either do things in a radical fashion or you don't do them at all. We're going to do something radical, and the radical thing we're going to do, because most of these lines that are passenger oriented, their problem is coming purely from the fact that the Explorer has eaten their profitability. So we're going to kill the Explorer. Are we? Are we going to kill it entirely? I think we leave the route, but we just need to make it slightly less desirable, and that means a slightly slower train, fundamentally. So we're going to take all the trains off the route. I'm clicking the same thing again here. Which is the button that I want here? No, it's routes. Routes is what you want. Well, I've got all the windows open, and the frame rate goes to hell. Where are we? Much Opolis Explorer, and then we'll go down to here and we'll go, everybody go get sold. Now that's obviously going to cause the same level of mayhem that it always causes, but each of those trains when they were new cost 45+ million each. So even if even with depreciation, that's the word, even with depreciation in place, we should still be we should still come up with a couple of quid. They've all gone to the freight depot. Oh well, we've seen this before, haven't we? I mean, that never pans out brilliantly. Okay, well, there's not an awful lot going to happen until we've got some sold. So let's pick one and go and ride on board. Which way are you going here? Yeah, which way are you facing? It's kind of hard to say which way it's facing. I suspect, though, it's facing the wrong way. Are you trying to go the wrong way up this track? Because if you are, don't. Please don't. Go the right way up the track. I mean, I've laid these things out in a way that is as sensible as can be. You've just come out of Wolverhampton. Why don't you just go to the main passenger depot? That's nice too. I'll make every bit as much money from you doing that as you trundling all the way down to the flipping freight yard. Anyway, while we're here, let's have a look at this. Lots and lots going on. Now, I may have paused for 10 minutes just to watch stuff coming into and out of the station here at Wolverhampton, and I'll tell you what, I think it's the busiest we've got in terms of the sheer number of services coming through. There is the perennial challenge of crossing services going on, and I think what may be a sensible upgrade, were I to do one in the future, would be to replicate what I've got going on at Barcelona and run a line out from the station going underground before emerging back to the top. Because you do get quite a few trains blocking the next one coming through, and it could run a little more efficiently. I'm also suspecting that I've got one too many commuter services that are electrical in nature, so I might sell one of those, just purely because I've got a bit of queuing emerging. Now there is space for them to space. There is space for them to space out. Great language. But frankly, they're just too close to one another. And I'd quite like them not to bunch up, because a train that's just sat there is just burning money. So once you've finished your unload there, I'm going to get this one sold, if it can find a way to get to it. Yeah, it can't. Oh. Well, I guess we're stuck with it then, aren't we? Oh, but because you brought them out as diesels, and then transferred them to be electric once they were in situ. Oh well, we'll just have to live with that then. Okay, this chap appears to have found his way onto the right side of the tracks. Well, that's positive. Based on the old bank balance here, I don't think we've actually sold anything yet, though. Nope. And we're midway through December. We are down currently We're almost at the break-even point. There we go. So everything we make from here on in is profit. Now, I did pay down a few million quid's worth of loan there. But you know, a single-digit million profit you would really expect to be seeing very early in the game, and not at this late stage. At this late stage, you should be printing money left, right, and centre. And I was right up to the point that I built this silly route, which has just had a catastrophic effect on the overall health of the network. Thanks. You know, even with my fairly lackadaisical attitude towards making everything as profitable as can be, it's not good enough. I'm quite happy to carry a few non-earning services at the expense of some heavy-hitting earners, but at this stage, it's not allowing me to do anything exciting at all. See, look, I'm still out of cash. Oh, we've made it into double digits. Well done. You're going to have to be mighty impressive for me to claim anything other than our financial situation is a disaster. Anyway, running costs are up, so 373 million this year in terms of cost to run. 391. Now, we've never broken the 400 mark. I don't think we're going to now, although it's not beyond the realm of possibility. Oh, it's really close. We've got 3 days to go, 2 days to go. Need another 4 million to break the 400 million mark. No, I know there will be many amongst you going, oh, I'm making billions a year. I go, well, yes, but you're playing it differently to me. There we go, 400 million. Hooray! Lovely. Yeah, that's just not how I roll. I'm quite capable of making profitable routes. I just choose not to. I choose to make stuff that I think is interesting. Oh, container wagons. Beautiful. And we've got another VT175. I wonder if it's any better than the ones we've got already. It's a good-looking train, but the capacity isn't much, and they're not actually that quick. Therefore, I don't put a massive amount of stock in it. Anyway, we finished up at 25 million up last year. All right, I've seen worse. And was that a sale? There we go. Yeah, sold our first train, 30 million quid. Now you're talking. Right, okay, so if we've got stuff starting to arrive, let's see if we've got anybody else in the pipe, which is what people said. There we go, here's another one in the pipe. That'll be another 30 million quid, please. Thank you very much. Yes, I'd like a refund. These were jolly expensive, and I haven't really seen much profit from them. Right, now then, we need to send out a replacement. I'm not going to retire the route, but if I go for a train that is slightly slower, it shouldn't cannibalise the other routes quite so badly. We will go with line 2 for this one, and we'll see how we get on with that. There is a crossover from line 2 to 3, so as long as it doesn't require line 1, which I'm pretty sure it didn't. I might have made this mistake last time as well. Can't rule that out. Right, okay, so diesel, multiple unit. Let's start there. I've added a couple more bits and pieces to the system, but here we go. We've got the VT175 005-8 Steylig. I don't know, Steylig. Don't know, 160 kilometers an hour versus the HST, which is 201. So this is in the right ballpark. It's just, I mean, 47 passengers. Are you having a giraffe? Now, I could either go with you know, slapping a couple of them together, which, you know, I got no problem with that, or run twice as many. Yes. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. Let's have a look at the alternatives. The Russians. Okay, so we've got this nice Russian number here. I mean, if we look at electric, I mean, I'll put some more electric stuff into service soon enough. But this route takes in both non-electrified and electrified areas. Right, what have we got diesel-wise that might cut the mustard? Again, 1070 here. That's, you know, 160. 160 is good. Right, okay, well, in which case, let's go Russian. Why on earth not? Oh, everything gets colourful, doesn't it, as we get towards the 1980s? It's all day glow all over the place. Give me something with a Russian name, and we'll sample that to start with. I'm not even that bothered about when it was originally released. Here we go. 160. No, there must be a 170 somewhere. Right, well, we haven't got one down here. Alright, what about an orange? There you go. These Austrian orange numbers. Now, we are going to be crossing the streams here, folks, so you know, keep your wits about you. We're going to go with the Russian train's orange, right? The carriages are orange. I can't see how this is a problem in any way at all. I think that they're destined to belong to one another. Right, that carries 20, that carries 25. Is there any noticeable difference? Oh, this is first class. Oh, okay, right, all right. So we'll have a first class, and then we'll have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the second class. The scale looks to be a little bit different. Let's buy one. I've already bought that one. Well done. And then let's put that on the Metropolis. Now, if those are, let's say that they're 2 million each, just for rounding purposes, and we just bought 5 of those, so that's what? Come on, it's easy maths. That's 10 million plus a one of these. 17 million versus the 40 for what I was running previously. Well, I think that's, you know, there is every opportunity we could do well here. Let's see if that looks dreadful, because if it does, I'll turn it around and we'll come up with another scheme. I don't really want to come up with another scheme. Okay, there is one way to describe what that looks like, and that's very silly indeed. Oh, what a shame. How silly. It looks silly. They're at completely different scales. Well, that's very annoying. Okay, right, you. Can I turn you around and then tell you to go to the depot? Alright, and then when you get there, get sold. Okay, right. That's that one auditioned, and it's a no from me. You're off the show. Alright. Okay, so we can't mix Russians with European rolling stock. So I think we're going to go with 2 of these, which is going to come in at 12 million. 13 million. Close to 14. Alright, what are you? Is there a class difference going on here? So this is the Fünftelig, 5 something, and this is the 6 something. Oh, so maybe that's series. 5 series, 6 series. Okay, so we shouldn't really cross the streams on that front. And here's the original. Right, okay, so if we go with capacity of 40, man, that's slow. That's not enough capacity. I want a little bit more than that. Doesn't have to be a lot more, but a little bit more. I mean, I could use the class 101, but it's too slow. Way too slow. And I shouldn't be pontificating over this for as long as I am doing. My apologies. Right, let's slap 2 of these together. Yeah, you, get up there. Right. That's a nice long train. Let's put one of these out and see if it looks alright. Metro. There we go. So let's say that's 14 million for a train. That's still a significant saving over the IC125, which economically just didn't make any sense. Now this is a little bit slower. It's got slightly less capacity, and as a result, it shouldn't be cannibalising quite as much as the previous line did. And this is quite an exciting looking train, has to be said. Zentralis, what's that? Jugendobjekt. Jugendobjekt? Don't know. Oh, hold on. Electric something or other. The frame rate is such that it's all doing the hokey cokey, so I can't really read that. Right, alright, smashing. Well, let's have a look and see what happens if I try and change the colour. It might be one that doesn't allow it. It's one that doesn't allow it. Okay, so there's that. Right, you can just stay in your natural colour. But my goodness me, this is a long train. And considering you only get 47 passengers in one half of these, I'm very hopeful that it ends up being able to turn a reasonable profit. But we're only going to find out if I deploy a whole bunch of them. So let's do that. From that one. Right. Buy at up there. And then how many more should we have? 1, yeah, 2, yeah, 3, yeah, 4, yeah. 1 more? 5, yeah. 1 more? Yeah. 5, 6. That's pretty good. These are going to be clogging the system up like you wouldn't believe. Okay, let's get clogging. Cool. Right. I'll leave that to gestate. Meanwhile, we're going to do a quick hop over to the other depot. Goodness me, look at the length of that. We're going to do a quick hop over to the depot, which is over here. Well done. And no, we clearly haven't had all of our money back yet. That one's still coming in. How many more are you expecting? Number 3? Ah, I thought it told you on the depot itself what was incoming. We've got 2 more still to come, so that's about 60 million quid more to come in. All right, fine. And then we may well, although, you know, that's a bit of a guesstimate on my side, we might start to profit a little further from the routes that had been so painfully hurt by the implementation of this thing in the first place. So we'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, what I'm trying to do is hunt down a TGV because we set a couple in motion last time around. I remember taking a screenshot and everything. The question is, where are they? What are you? Well, you're not, obviously. And it will have run through Grand Junction, which is where we're going to focus our attention. What's that? No, that's your Great American. Alternative American. It doesn't go through there. All right, well, where did you put it then? Because you put it somewhere. I remember seeing it. Did I imagine it? I didn't imagine it. I've definitely got a TGV route. Let's see if I can get a memory refresh. It's likely to be losing me money. There we go. Right, so the new Metro Explorer is out there. It's now got a capacity of 750 compared to the 2,600 it had before, and the frequency's been halved. It has a fighting chance of making some money. You never know. The Sioux Falls main line is in dire need, I would suggest, of an upgrade of some description. Sioux Falls Brussels is not looking happy, but we've got to wait for the new setup to kind of settle down there. Otherwise, we simply won't know, will we? Right, the Grand Junction all new commuter with its 30 trams is losing 100 grand a year. That is acceptable, although I'd really be hoping that it wasn't. We've got another couple of old services running here. Hold on, if we go by age, because it's newish, isn't it? Age 1 month. No, the Orient Express, that's the one. Oh, what a disappointment. It's losing 3.5 million. And it's running 2/3 full. That's not ideal. Right, 111 of 164. Let's go and take a peekaboo here. I mean, it looks fantastic. But that's the problem with the TGV, is it's a nightmare to get the thing to actually make money unless you can run it full every time, and that the gap between stations is relatively lengthy, because it is that distance travelled that yields the big bucks, and distance travelled at speed is what makes all the difference in the world. It's the speed possibility that dictates your ticket price, but actually being able to hit that speed is what turns around that profit quickly, because your maintenance costs on the train have nothing to do with how far it's travelled. You will pay the same if it sits still all year than if it charges from one corner of the map to the other. So you are better off having it charge all the way across the map, because then it's covering vast amounts of everything. Right, okay, well, I mean, you never know. That maybe this will pay off in time, maybe it won't. We just have to hope. Right. Meanwhile, I have a new scheme that will impact our latest bit of Grand Junctioning here. Admittedly, I've not properly checked it out, but I thought about it in my head, and I find that that's a fantastic way to start the day, is just think about it in your head a bit. Now then, what I was considering is something of the Detroit Grand Junction Riverside Rill, kind of just a little hopping service, but using one of the commuter stops outside Detroit rather than the main station. So probably you would want to go from this one, although to be fair, that's not at a brilliant angle now, is it? So you might have more joy by coming out of this one, whizzing it onto the line here, zipping through up to Rill, then turning around and coming back again. So a nice little short-term thing. And then potentially adding an additional station in here and another one where you kind of bisect the river here, and then one more in Rill. So it's more flipping plunking buildings down. And I've done a bit of that now, and while you can make it work, it's it comes at something of a cost to your screen performance. Look at this! What a shower! Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. You might think I'm jesting with that regard, but what I really like about this is this is the first series in which I've really tried to cram in massive numbers of trains going down the same routes, and the pitfalls that it showed up has been thoroughly enlightening, and it's giving me a whole bunch of new ideas, because with the new series coming soon, in fact I can tell you exactly how many episodes I've got left. Hold on, I've written it down on a piece of paper. So where are we? We're on we're on that one. Oh crikey, alright, yeah. Okay, there's an interesting thought. Right, this is the last episode. There you go. I thought I had another week. No, this is your last episode before we get to the live stream. So I'll wrap things up with a good length live stream where you can get involved. I should have opened with that. I should have checked beforehand. Well, isn't this the story of my life? Right. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's get on with this, because the day's now, it's the time's wasting. Right, high speed tracks with electrification. You're all electrified, aren't you? Not quite. Intriguing. Okay, well, in which case you are going to go into Detroit Main rather than the side station that we've got here, because it makes sense for multiple different reasons. We could possibly go underground underneath all of these roads that will never be used. I'd much rather use this. Well, there's nothing to stop you using that, except it's not a destination. I could add another platform. Can you though? Because if you can, then you should. But I don't believe that you can. Right. Track type, yeah, that's all good. Number of tracks, 3. Yeah, you see, look, I mean, that's telling you it's not possible in multiple ways. Although, to be honest, you could, I mean, it's hardly being used, is it? So just nuke it. Right, and then we'll relay that. You're going to want to hit the pause button so you don't confuse everything too much. Get this, grab your generic station, really? I wouldn't use a generic station. Let's go to the triangle station. Oh, we're going to fight this, aren't we? High speed, yes. Electrification, yes. Number of tracks, 3. Do you want to stop at 3? Let's go for 4, just in case you want another one. Oh, no, hold on. Number of tracks, 2. Number of tracks, 2. There we go. So we'll split that handsomely. Right, and then we need to make it bendy. Okay, right, yeah, B, no, radius. Right. We don't really understand what all the numbers mean on the radius. I'll be fair, we just don't. Okay, that will work. Now, the big challenge we've got here, of course, is that this has to fit under the bridge. And that's all there really is to it. That's going to need to be more bendy than 800. So let's try 1,000. And then let's inverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Yeah, some of you will get that. Right, there we go. No, no. We have incorrectly inverted the polarity. No. Yes, that's what we mean by polarity. Is a bit of that. Okay, good. Length. No, the length is good. Length, height, no. Leftmost, what? Don't know. Really, have no idea. Right, we need a bit more bendage. Has this bendaged both ends, or is it just bendaged one? Give me a bit of clean track here to have a look. When I say track, I mean land, obviously. No. Nowhere near enough bendage going on. So let's whack some... Hold on, what's this? That's length. No, length's fine. Let's go for 5,000 bendage on one of them. Well, I didn't do anything. All right, let's try going to the other extreme and go 50 bendage. That's hella bendage. That one. Right, okay, 50, yeah. That looks a little better, except it's the wrong side. So you want that one, like so. Well, that's dramatic. Stick that one back to 800, and then let's see if we can slide this under the bridge. I think we might have a fighting chance here, you know, but let's make life easier on ourselves and get rid of some of this road and some of this track. This is going to work. I sense that it's going to work. I need to just be a little bit careful with me clicking. I'm starting to be a bit fast and loose with that regard. All right, there we go. Now then, give me an angle that I can work with. Now, I think if we're clever here, and I know that'd be... Well, hold on, I saw an opportunity. It said, yes, that was legit. Okay, we can do that. Well, that's not exactly what we want to do. Maybe if we come this way a smidge. Hello, nurse. That feels like it's close enough. I hope I can find it again in case this next piece of exploration doesn't come off. I'm going to take that. I'm having it. Right. Can we get that round that? Yes, we can. Oh, yeah. Bum. Okay. All right. Well, you've done it once. I'm sure you can make that happen again. I'm sure of it. We just want slightly less bendage on the B segment. Roger that. Bendage limited on B segment. How do you feel about 250? I think 250 might still be a little bit on the high bendage side of things. Yeah, a bit less still. 333. Now you're in the ballpark. I think you could go even one more than that, you know. Right, and then it's about here. Now we're going to need to reroute some of this track ever so slightly, but that's good enough. Good, right? Well, I thought that was going to provide a little bit more of a fight than it ended up doing, but it didn't. So that's good. I could keep wiggling this all day, you know. I'm not going to. Let's cancel that. Try something small. Not going to happen. Is going to happen. You can fight me all you like, pal, but when it comes down to it, I'm driving the bulldozer. Are we electrified? Yes, we are. I don't know why I've got electric tram tracks here. I don't think I'm ever planning to actually put a tram in this bit. Right, you go there, you go onto here. Yeah, right, good. You slap onto. Well, I'll tell you what, your life's not worth living anyway, because there's a train line coming through there in a moment. That lot's easy enough to hook up, so let's do that. There we go. Oh, there's a thought. Now, with this electric tram track that I am currently laying, there is the very real opportunity to actually run it all the way to Grand Junction. I don't know why I'd want to. I'm already running 30 trams on there. It feels like 60. Right, do that, and then just connect. Right, stop your griping. Right, good. Now, let's get a shot of that. Give me some track. You on there. How does that look? Awful. Right, all right. Back it up a bit then. We can make that work. Here we go. There you go. 180's all right. Marvellous. Obviously, this side, there are going to be buffers going on there because it doesn't need to go any further. What do we got? 95. All right. Let's... well, hold on. What's actually occurring here? This is going to be a slow bend anyway. What's the speed on that? 75 we drop to. So actually dropping it to 95 in this first instance is no real crisis. There we are. Brilliant. Good. That's that restored. We've still got one flasher here. The Sioux Falls commuter. I don't think that's genuinely flashing. I think that's a bit of legacy flashage caused by my my deletion going on there. Because, or is it? I haven't missed a connection somewhere, have I? No, I definitely haven't. Let's hit the afterburners. Who's complaining? What's your problem? Could not connect all the stations. Grand North, Detroit, Northeast Terminus, Platform 1. Someone's having problems, which means one of you idiots got confused and decided to go down the wrong side of the track. Don't tell me you didn't. All right, with that, there we go. That's it. We have found the confused idiot. Right, you are clearly waiting at a signal. You are... Which one am I looking at here? You're supposed to be 86. 86 is waiting for a free path. Turn around, and then everything's working again. Yes? Happy now? Yeah, you're still an idiot. No, again, stop it. Turn around and go to the next station up the route. You're in the... Can I tell you to go to the next something or other? Oh, you flipping clown. Because there's not a lot I can do about this. All right, I'll tell you what. I don't know why you've got such an attitude problem there, Tiger, but, you know, you're the reason that I end up with these little spur pieces of track. You flipping joker. Right, that should self-regulate and fix and things now. You can all stop honking. Apparently it's still broken. So if we're coming from Detroit Grand Central, and then you want to get to north, which is fine, and then you want to get to east. Is this one east? I forget. Yes, okay. Detroit East. Oh, it can't get to 1. Oh, of course. Because I've renumbered my platforms. It's going to want to come in on 4. Right, okay, so Detroit East, number 4. There you go. Then you do that, and then you come back and you come out on 3. All right, thank you. What? Oh, hello. Salem Construction Materials Plant. No, you don't want to go down that path. That's a path that leads to me giving you a hilarious name. Although I observe that Shut Up hasn't been in touch yet today. That doesn't mean it won't. It just means that currently it is pleased with its lot in life. Right, okay, enough faffing about of that kind. Let's faff about in a different way. Yeah, let's rock it around here. And then I'd love to snap alongside this and then do it like a continuous curve. We'll do that then. Thanks. I really appreciate it when you let me do whatever I like. And that's why we play the game in the first place. Right, it slows to 140, and chances are what I run... it slows to 99. Forget I spoke. Chances are whatever I run down here is not going to be capable of much faster than that anyway. Although, the words Metro and Liner spring to mind. I haven't done a Metro Liner route yet. Now, back in the day, I used the Metro Liner for as much as humanly possible. Because it's just a train that gets things done. Alright, you've got a bit of a slowdown there. But we've got to get in before the bridge. And therefore, a bit of a slowdown is hardly a capital crime. Right. Look at that. That's, you know, isn't that joyous? Only a modest amount of potential traffic issues being caused. And then just link this up to the ruddy platform. Don't fight me. Yeah, I thought you might. That's the bit where we're going to have an argument. Although we've managed to squeak that in there somehow. So I'll accept that. I'm not sure if that's going to contribute to the subsidence on the bridge approach. Right, go to about there. And maybe I have actually set this station up in a way that I can't escape from it. No, seems to be alright. There we are. I think this is going to be a metro liner, you know. I think it is. Means I'm going to have to electrify a little bit more. But no, and that wiggle's not filling me full of glee. Is there a smoother way we could do it? Yeah, you've just pulled this section in a little bit further than you really need to. Don't delete the bridge. That will make you very unhappy. Right. You come along here. Right. Yeah, a gentle wiggle is perfectly acceptable. But too much wiggle and you just kind of go, oh no, there's too much wiggle. I know, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy of a statement, that one. And then maybe we can't do the subsidence route exactly as we had it set there. Maybe we'll have to get a little bit further out. That's the stuff. That's the ticket. That's the business. Yeah, grand banana. All right. Okay, yeah, look, I'm pleased with that. If you don't like it, well, what's wrong with you? Okay, good. Let's bung a couple of signals in now, just because that way I don't entirely forget to bung some signals in. Road vehicles 196 and 200 have reached their lifetime. Well, I think that's cause for a celebration. Maybe a telegram from the Queen. There we go. Marvellous. Get clear off. If I'm not doing anything about it immediately, you can be pretty certain I'm not going to do anything about it for a couple of minutes. Right, so we're going to rattle through here. Now, obviously, that's going to cause a little bit of a potential snarl up if I'm metro lining to the nth degree. We are going to need a little bit of electricity on here, though. So let's do that then. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Metro liner. All right. I'm excited about this. Right, and as much as I've suggested that later on I may add some interstitial stations, I'm not going to do it initially. To start with, we'll stick with just the core 3 here. Now, this may offer a bit of a bump up to Rill, and at the same time a bit of a bump up to Grand Junction. Not that it needs it, because all of those passengers waiting there are false. Should we slow this down a little bit? I think we've had enough afterburners for now. Right, so we're going to go straight across here. I'm going to peel off from the bridge, which is not something I would normally choose to do, because I think it ends up looking a little ungainly. Actually, we should electrify more of the bridge before we do that. There we are. And from here... No, I need you to maintain your altitude. There you go. And, yeah. All right. Yep, that's fine. So, I mean, just a little ungainly. Not bad looking, per se. But neither does it fill me full of design, elegance, and delight. I think we'll stay airborne, you know, because we're not that high up. We've got to cross the river anyway, and it gives me the excuse to try and build a floating station. Or raised station, elevated station is what they call it. Yes, one of those, possibly. And you know, I haven't previously used an elevated station, or I haven't done for at least this series. Probably not the last one either. Although I did have several stations that were halfway up the cliffside in the last one, so I guess that counts a little. Now then, where are we coming in here? Speak to me, Rill, of which platforms you currently have unused. All right, is that that's just a passing track, isn't it? Okay, fine. There's some weirdness going on there, and everything's going both hither and yon. Oh, that's a pity. Because that means I need to set up a third platform on there. Alright, well, I like a challenge. Given that this is the last regular episode in the series, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't make it a little longer than usual. So, right, here we go. Now then. No, all of that's predestined. Okay, number of tracks 3. Oh, but not... Yes, but that middle one can't be used. I'm using an old school station here, aren't I? Switch to flexible. 2 buildings will be removed. That is acceptable. And we've still got this passing track going through the middle. Oh, no, we haven't. It's just that this one's now driving onto the simulated platform. If I do this, does it still work? Yes, it does. If I do this, does it still work? Yes, it does. Okay. End street. A main street connection, left, right, both. Do we have end connections? We don't. Oh, good. You know what? I'm over end connections. I think end connections are a little bit... urban new? Yeah, okay, we're happy with that. Alright, let's just go with that. See where it gets us. How have you... Yep, we're happy. We now have a reverse... Hold on, we're not happy. We've got this chap here just kind of going, what just happened? Oh, everything was fine, and then everything disappeared. I go, oh, yeah, sorry, bruv. Yeah, ooh, cutbacks. What do you mean, cutbacks? I'm now isolated, all on my own. Which way do you want to go? You want to go out there. Alright, I'm going to delete this again in a sec, so, you know, relax. That's double slipped. So as long as I can fling this up there somewhere, then this should be good. This, no, not good. I really hope it's going this way. I'm not entirely sure which. Hold on, which line are you from? That would possibly be a salient question to have asked earlier. Right, you. Hello. What are you? I'm Rill. No, I'm not talking to the station. What are you? You're on Vancouver Wolves Mountain Delight. You're on Vancouver Wolves. What the heck am I doing? All right, hold on. Bulldoze that. Let's try and slip it straight over onto the next one. You haven't got a lot of space for this manoeuvre, but you never know. Might be able to pull it off. I don't care if it ends up doing 3 miles per hour. There you are. Good. Go. You are free. You may now leave. Turn around. There you go. Get out and I'll fix it. That's it. We've got a flashing light there. What do we think? Do we think shut up's come to play? There it is. I told you it'd be around. That's why I didn't say like, oh, it hasn't showed up for ages. I said we haven't seen it yet. Because I knew we would. Because it's an ingrate. Are you both on the same line? No, that's the Metropolis Explorer. They just happen to be the same train. Well, that's because of my reluctance to electrify. If I'd have electrified a little bit more, we would have had a great deal more choice when it comes to trains. Right, I might not touch that. I might leave that alone for now, although I will need probably... No, you're fine. That's already double slipped. Okay, right, I'm going to leave that alone. Because that has all of the necessary workings to make this route happen. You're looking at the wrong side of the river. To make this route happen. And then all we need to do is find a depot somewhere that's electrified. That, of course, we don't have. We might have to electrify the main line. Oof, look at this lot. What's that? Goods, passenger, goods, passenger, passenger. Yeah, okay. This route's a bit congested. Well, there's nothing much I can do about that. Let's set this one up, and then we'll worry about everything when we worry about it. So we're going from Detroit East out to Grand Junction, Riverside. There we go, look. And then out to, I think I might need to do a crossover at Detroit East. And then out to, that's flipping Dortmund, you nana. And then out to Rill. And then back again. Yeah, I appreciate you probably can't connect all the stations. Just because I haven't put any crossovers in yet. Right, nice and simple, this one. It's an old school route, but I think what I have stumbled across upon in my many varied exploits is that the optimum route is 3 stations. For passengers? Yeah. I'll even tell you why. You ready? The reason the optimum route is 3 stations is because otherwise you end up with your train full of people that aren't getting off. And because they're not getting off the train, they are blocking seats that you could have used for paying passengers. Hello, autosave. How splendid you are looking today. Might I say that new frock you've bought yourself is majestic. I know that majestic is an adjective I use on a regular basis. I'll try and stop using it quite so much so that it sounds like I haven't actually finished the track. That's a valid observation, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got ahead of myself. Right, close that off. Yeah, there you got the S-Bahn has turned up. Finish the track off, man. Because that's kind of fundamental to being able to do this. How did I lose track of that? What did I confuse myself? How did I distract myself long enough to forget that I still had some track to lay? Get knotted there, main connection. I'll put you back in a minute. I'm hoping that's the one that just showed up as well. Right, we're going to want to connect to this before it goes under there. Okay. Right, yep, that's all good. I could have stayed elevated a little longer, but I felt that I might struggle to be able to make my connection. Right, okay, and let's do that. All right, check the angle. Actually, the angle looks workable. There you go, spot of this. You know, it's got a gentle S-curve in there. And I think it looks quite elegant. There you go. See, I wasn't far from having it done. I was far enough that it wasn't going to work. I just need a bit of medium country road here to finish that off. And yeah, I am going to make him queue. Do I really want tram track? Probably not, if I'm honest. No electrification and no tramway. There you go. And now they're all waiting. They've gone, he did something to the road. I don't know if we should go or not. Did I just miss a signal? I may have missed a signal. No, I was thinking about placing a signal and you got distracted by the road. Wow. I really am, I'm really not firing on all the possible cylinders today. And then we'll stick one here. Now, I'm going to leave this gantry in place because, frankly, it makes absolutely no ruddy difference. If we've got a train... Oh, it does. If you've got a train coming through there, you're going to block stuff going the other way. That's why you don't do it. All right. There you go. Got rid of it. You happy now? I was about to say it was going to affect no one who was queuing in this direction at all, but, of course, it's not them you have to worry about. Now then, let's give it a bit of this. And then we shall turn our attention to the station. So if we tell it at Rill to go in a platform 3, and then on your way back out again, what's your issue with coming in on the right side of the track there, chum? Now it's coming out the right way. Give me this. Make it one way. Okay, I have made it one way, and the opposite route it's decided to find its own way out to Rill. Well, that's not going to work, is it? All right. Well, no, still on the wrong side of the track. Grand Junction 1, and then on the way back, Grand Junction 2. No, Grand Junction 1. Do beg your pardon, Grand Junction 1. And then this one, Grand Junction 2. That appears to have self-sorted. Groovy. Good. Yeah, well, there we go. We're in business. Right, now then, let's buy, I don't know, I think 4 Metroliners should do the job. We don't want to get carried away. And this route is going to be called, Grand Junction Commuter Rail. High speed. Or some such. Now, I need to do some more decoration around here in order for this to work, because right now there really is not the passenger count to warrant 2 trains coming in and out of here, but there we go. Now, the reason I put an extra platform there, just so you know, is I'm thinking of doing something similar out to Vancouver as well. Don't know about that yet, but I figured plugging that in now was a good idea. Holy mackerel, we are overstuffing this line. It should have tons of capacity as well. I figure it's because all of these little tiddly commuter numbers are crossing over the track. But even then, you should surely be able to blast through here now. Maybe you need some more signals. Maybe that will help you out. Stick one there and see if that helps. You rolling? There you go, it's rolling. Yeah, more signals. The reason I didn't have signals on there previously was because I wanted the commuters to have to wait, whereas the main line could just shove straight through. And actually, this might explain somewhat why the main line has been losing me money quite so vociferously. Yes. Who knows? Anyway, this is the Metropolis Explorer, which is going to have a new name. This is the Metropolis Cannibal. Right? Shall I explain it? I'm going to explain it. It's a cannibal because it is eating all the passengers that other lines may be profiting off. And therefore it is doing itself no good in the process. Right, I bet it's more signalling that we need here, although we are signalled to the max as you get down there. Maybe one more would be all the doctor ordered. Just stick one in there. That will at least keep it moving along. Oh, hold on, it's because we narrow to 2 platforms here. And you've got all of these poxy little commuter trains running up there. Right, okay, add that one to the learning list. Hey, look, let's get this commuter system up and running. Now, am I going to do something clever and bring trains out from some far-flung place, or am I going to be utterly lazy and just build a new depot, flinging away one of the fundamentals of this series now that we are in the final throes of it? Or do we stay true to the aspirations that we originally came up with and only operate out of 2 depots? Originally it was going to be 1, yes, I know that. But I needed the second one for goods purposes. I think the people will forgive you for placing a second depot in the spirit of keeping things moving and not just whittering on about watching a train take 3/4 of an hour to get to where it's supposed to go. Especially since nothing is electrified at the depots. And this is an electric train. I don't think anybody's going to mind whatsoever. I don't think you're going to see a single negative comment. I dare you, people. There we go. We'll put a shed in and we'll say that it's part of the decoration of this station. Right, good. Well, fortunately, we've got a depot right next door to the station that this all starts off from, and that's very helpful, because sometimes your depot can be absolutely ruddy miles away, and it takes a very long time to get established. But I had the foresight to have this one set up already, as you jolly well know. Right, now then, Metroliner. Nice and quick, 81 passenger capacity, brum brum. Yeah, bring it. Let's go. And we'll go with 4. 2, 3, 4. There we are. Set line. And you're all going on the Grand Junction, hooray for us, excitement transport line. There we go. Off you go. Cool. Right, now then, while I'm waiting, because obviously I'm now going to do the usual, I'm now waiting for this to bed in, I'm gonna fling a couple more buildings down here gently, to get them passenger numbers up a little bit. Because obviously this is a fake town that we're working out of here, and therefore it's never going to grow. I have worked with enough fake towns to be able to spot when they're never going to grow. Person's capacity medium, please. And, well, should we keep this one a little bit more bijou than we have been doing lately? No assets, but bang it on a bit of concrete. Tasty. Right, okay, you get over here. Yeah. Now, I have a tendency to place these backwards, you know. Although, that said, would you want your balcony facing out over the road and the train station? Actually, given the audience of this video, I'm going to say that yes, you probably would. But I think most sane people would rather look out over the beautiful country vista towards the river. Hey, I'm not calling you insane. I'm just saying that between us, we might all get a little bit more entertained by being able to go, look, it's trains in the station again. It's brilliant. Yeah, it makes a very loud noise, though. Could you shut the balcony doors? No. I'm sitting out here. It's where I live now. Right, let's... there you go. Yeah, bit of that. Good. You haven't really thought this through, though, have you? Because these are all jolly close together. But actually, these 5 badly placed buildings alone may be sufficient to give us the passenger population we crave. That just feels wrong. Find somewhere where it feels less wrong. There we go. I think people might possibly wish to live right next door to the station, especially if you make it look like it was built up in this fashion, and that they maybe bulldozed a couple of blocks to get the station in there. Oh yeah, look, train spotter's paradise. Balconies right over the top of the station. I imagine more than one conversation has been had there with regard to, you know, if we were to build some kind of zip line here, we could get straight down onto the platform with no messing around. And they're almost at the height to watch the flyover go past. Oh, this truly is a delightful place to live if one has even a passing enthusiasm for all things rail-based. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Right, let's bang in a couple more, and then we should be golden. Actually, let's put in some commercial as well. I find that commercial is a fine bringer of boys to the yard, as well as a bit of residential. There doesn't actually appear to be any kind of a road route going over here. I'll fix that in a tick. Let's bang that in there. All right. While I am between episodes, I'll do a bit of decorating on this, and we'll and I'll make it look less bad. Even the stuff that I've built that already looks less bad, it all starts out like this. Is I grab one building and I fling it in half a dozen places, and I go, all right, next building, and then I fling that in half a dozen places as well, and then eventually I go, right, enough of that. Give me the tree gun. And then I hide it all with the tree gun, and it looks brilliant. I might, you know, and then stick some concrete down, and that kind of behaviour. I want just a little skinny tower like that. There we go. Right, that should do it. That should get me demand up, I reckon. I'm not paused. This line is completely chock-a-block now. Oh, it's all over the place. Oh, look at this. Oh dear. Oh, my goodness me. Did someone admit to... How did you even get out of there in the first place? All right, that looks like an overzealous bit of driving going on. This junction is not going to work. All right, I think we might start with re-engineering this junction on the stream. Yes, the fact that it's clipping through the train means that this chap just got a little bit carried away. Alright, I'll allow that. Even so, I think that re-engineering this whole segment here, so that it doesn't get quite so badly snarled up, because there's not that many services running through there. I mean, there's a lot, certainly, but it's far from being excessive. Right, how are we getting on? See, because you get as far as here, and there's nothing for miles. Look at it, empty. Now, it must be because they're all stopping in Detroit. So there's Detroit, Maine. They stop there, and then they let rip, at which point the cork is out of the bottle, and the fluid, she runs freely. But when you're around here, the commuter services shouldn't interfere too much because they've got their own platforms here. But because you've got a merger going on there, and another one going on here, and another one going possibly out in the other direction there, it just gets a little bit messy, a little bit convoluted. All right, that's going to be quite good fun to fix that. Okay, I look forward to it. Right, medium country road. Would you like to get over there without a fuss? No, you'd like to get over there with a fuss. Unless I put a humpback bridge in. And you know what? Given the amount of... It wasn't that one, was it? Was it this? It was that one. Such an innocuous-looking bridge. And it does look good, but hardly worth the amount of time it took to build. And then we'll do another one. And this is just connecting up both sides of the riverside here. And... there we go. Right, yep. Whack that across that. Don't connect with the bridge. Use your initiative. Use your loaf. Right, and get around over there onto that. Right, and then you get round here. Oh, we're going to cross over this bit of rail as well. What the heck? Why ever not? There we are. Right, there are now crossings. I don't think they were necessarily necessary, but they are crossings nonetheless. Where are my trains? I should be seeing a metro liner about now. I bought them. I put them into... Did I put them to work? Yeah, I did. I saw one coming out of the depot. You can't try and pin me with another dose of, like, you're losing your mind here, fella. That must be one. Although I'm pretty sure I bought 4. And when I say pretty sure, I know I bought 4 of them. Well, there's another one, and you're waiting. Oh, crikey, how bunched up are you, chaps? I guess this is the downside of having an efficiently placed depot. Still, this bit of waiting to turn around action going on here should actually help space them out a bit. You've got 37. All right, okay, 37's okay. You're 18. You've got 8. Those are not okay. Those are the opposite of what okay looks like. All right, good. Well, it's moving. There is that. Here comes a Vancouver Wolves Mountain Delight, which has now recovered. 94 passengers on board, after having been so hideously inconvenienced by the cannibal. Good. Right. Okay. Now that's rolling. I think we've accomplished as much as we need to for today. So start getting your thought processes working with regard to what you'd like to see on the live stream. It will be coming up on Friday. I say that now, but I know full well that an awful lot of you chaps like to watch this stuff like months later, in which case you missed the live stream. But it'll probably be in the playlist coming up next. What do you mean you're not watching it in the playlist? It's the most efficient way to watch it. Why don't you go back and do that? Go and watch it in the playlist. I've gone the wrong... No, I haven't gone the wrong way. You're not overly familiar with this route that you've set up yet. Oh, this is going to be cheeky. I think this is going to be my screenshot. There we go. If we get round here... Well, it's all happening here, isn't it? I mean, that slope's a little bit severe. Metro liner going past 2 of these that are queuing to get into the station there. Course, so tasty. So yes, it'll be a little bit later than I usually put the video up. It'll go for about 4 hours in total, I reckon. And it'll be on the YouTube, probably. Keep your eyes peeled, your wits about you, and your nerves jangled. And you'll find out exactly where that is. Now, just to round things off, let's have a quick look at this. We made 146 million last year, but that doesn't count because I sold a bunch and I bought a bunch, and so it just doesn't count. It probably does, but I'd have to do some sums and that. Right, we've burned 66 million on new vehicles and a further 7.5. And the total is another 15 short on that. That's let's push some alarm buttons. Right, the Cannibal is now only losing 12 million a year. Hooray! The main line is losing 11. Yeah, oh dear. But that is because of this junction. This junction has completely wrecked everything, which is why we're going to start there. Junctioning in real time with kernel failure is what you can expect to happen soon. Thank you very much for watching today. This has been a delight of a series. It was a little bit slow to start with, but it got there eventually. Anyway, there will be another series coming along immediately after this one. Probably immediately. I say immediately. There might be maybe one episode missing. But I've got an idea, and it's a good one. And I invite you to stick around and subscribe to make sure you don't miss it. Please do tune in for the live stream. It's sure to be a lot of fun. It is always a carnival atmosphere. I am reliably informed. I'll catch up with you very soon. Fling a like if you enjoyed it. Cheerio.